The government is telling homeless people that they can either go into a homeless shelter, which in a lot of cities, the resources aren't there. There's probably one or two homeless shelters, and there's not a lot of places and options for you to actually go to a shelter. Okay, there's not a lot of beds in a lot of these metropolitan areas, but they're telling you that's one option. The other option, you can go into a drug treatment program or an alcohol anonymous situation. Even though just because you're homeless doesn't necessarily mean that you out here cracked out or on drugs. A lot of homeless people, in fact, most homeless people are not on drugs. In fact, most homeless people are children. Or three, you can go to jail. Now, this is what I feel about that. Last year at this time, I was living on the street, literally living in a park. And it's not because I was on drugs or because I didn't have a job. I'm still working at the same place that I worked at last year that I'm working at right now. I've been there for almost going on 3 years now. It's just that the economics in this capitalistic nation put me out there on the street. It is what it is, and I have to work my way off the goddamn street. But I'm gonna tell you what, if I ever ended up back in that circumstance and the police wanted to throw me in jail due to the fact that I couldn't afford a place to stay, I'm not going to jail. I'm not. I would sooner go to hell. Listen to me. And I'm not going alone. Because if you're a tyrant and you want to carry out those type of orders and put me into this purgatory where I go to jail only to get back out because I've lost my job at that point, I don't have a place to go, and then you arrest me into perpetuity, I'm not dealing with that shit. I'm not. And you have to ask yourself, are you willing to die for that type of nonsense, that type of inhumane bull crap? Because I'm not going to hell alone. I'm not. I'm not. And I'm telling you, being out there will drive you mad. Because even though you have a job, even though you're not on drugs, you still have to keep clean. You still have to keep the storage in check so you can have all your stuff in order, so you can have your work uniforms and everything. You have to keep a gym membership to keep your ass clean. And then at night, when you have to sleep outside, you have to make sure that you're away from prying eyes, not just of the people in the neighborhood, because you don't want to scare people. You don't want to be an inconvenience to society around you. You don't. But also, obviously, to the police and the other unsavories that may be out there to try to victimize you. You have to constantly watch your back, and it's very easy for you to go mad. It is. It is. And to know that the government wants to persecute you over and over and over again until eventually you just disappear, until what? You just vanish because you're homeless? Instead of them fixing this freaking house of cards that they didn't set up to fail on all of us? No. No, if I ever found myself in that situation again, I would not allow myself to be persecuted by the government and allow them to lock me away simply because economics have put me behind.